Okay, for your warm-up today, I want you to work on, we're going to work on factoring, and we're going to work on multiplying binomials. So if you understand what you're doing, you definitely don't have to watch this video, but if you're confused at all, this would definitely be the place to start. So anytime you're multiplying, in this case we're multiplying, this one has two terms, this one has two terms. So that's why it's called a binomial times a binomial, or product. You probably were taught your FOIL. I like using the box method. We're going to use this kind of later too. So I like the box method, r plus 3, 6r plus 6. Draw your little box, and I like this because this you are ensuring yourself that you're not missing any terms. So especially when you are doing like multiplying a binomial times a trinomial or anything like that, that way you're not going to get confused. Okay, so now that we have this, now let's go ahead and multiply. 6r times r is going to give me 6r squared. 6r times positive 3 is going to give me 18r. R times 6 is 6r, 6 times 3 is 18. Okay, so now I can combine my like terms. The only one that has an r squared is this, 6r squared. But when I look at the next term, this one is a 6r, this one is an 18r. So I can combine these two. So when I combine them, I get a positive 24r. And then last but not least, I have this 18, it has no other like terms, plus 18, done. And that's what happens when you multiply a binomial. All right, now let's go to the next type. The next type of factoring, for these types, you're really just looking for what's called a GCF. GCF. So I'm trying to figure out, what do all three of these terms have in common? All three of these terms, I can take a 2 out, and all three of these terms, I can take a b out. I can take out 2b, 2b, and 2b. I can take a 2b out of all of them. So when I do that, I'm going to be left with still 3 terms. 2 divided by 10 is 5, and I'm left with 3 b's. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and I'm left with 1 b. 4 divided by 2 is just 2. B divided by b just goes away. So in this case, I'm just left with 2b times 5b cubed plus 2b plus 2. And again, for this one, all you're doing is looking at your GCF. There's no possible way I can factor this any further because this isn't a quadratic. This is still a cubic function. So since that's a cubic, I can't go any further. So if I was ever going to ask you to factor this on a test, this would be your final answer. You can't do any more. All right, for question number 9, let's do the same type of thing. I'm looking for my GCF first. So I want to take out all 3 of these. I can take out a 4. Can't take out an x because the last term doesn't have an x. So I'm going to take out a 4. And then I'm just left with x squared plus 3, and then minus 28. Now, once I've done that, now I have to go back and relook at this and say, is there anything else I can do to this? So this is going to be a quadratic, which means I can factor this. So I'm going to end up with my 4 times, and then I'm going to factor this. So I'm looking for multiples of negative 28 that are going to add to be positive 3. So the two numbers that I can multiply together to be negative 28 that are going to add to be positive 3 are positive 7 and negative 4. So when I go to break this down, I'm going to get x plus 7 and x minus 4. And then that's it. That's the only thing that I can do. Once I get to this point, now I'm finished because I have my 2 factors and I have that 4 out in front. So this is my final answer. Okay, I think I have 2 more that I'm going to go through with you guys. For this one's another GCF. So what can I take out? In this case, I can take out a 3n from both of them. So when I do that, I'm going to be left with n minus 4. And that's it. That's just a GCF. Can't do anything else. Okay, last but not least, this one's called hard factoring. I've said this before, I don't care how you do this as long as you're getting to that right answer at the bottom. So I'm going to rewrite the first term and the last term. So 7n squared, negative 3. And then I want to split this middle term up into two numbers. So I'm going to split that middle term up into two numbers that are going to multiply together to be negative 21. That are going to add to be negative 4. I got the negative 21 because I multiplied the 7 and the negative 3. And then I got the negative 4 because it's in the middle. So the two numbers that multiplied together to be negative 21, to add together to be 4, are positive 7 and negative 3. So again, I'm going to break this up into negative 7n plus 3n. Sorry, so I messed this one up. So this one should be negative 7 and positive 3. So negative 7, positive 3. Okay, once you get here, group the first two, group the second two, and put a plus in between, and then figure out what GCF you can take out. So here, I can take out a 7n from both of them. And when I do that, on the inside, I'm left with n minus 1. In the next set, I can take out a 3 from both of these, positive 3 more specifically, and when I do that, I'm left with n minus 1. So now if you'll notice, what's inside of these two parentheses are the exact same thing, n minus 1. And then, what am I left with? 7n plus 3. And this is going to be my final answer. If you're ever in doubt, what you can do from here is go back and use your box method. So n minus 1, 7n plus 3. Thank you. So when I do that, I get 7n squared minus 7n, 3n, and negative 3. So what does that add up to? I get 7n squared minus 4n minus 3. Is that exactly what I started with? Yes. So that's how I know that I did it correctly.